Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter, and I'm coming on today because you may have seen my last video where I'd rediscovered my flower soft. I'd been having a bit of a tidy up, and I opened a drawer and it was full of flower soft products and cards and what have you. And I thought, you know what, it's time to resurrect my flower stuff and start using it rather than just leave it languishing in the drawer. And during the video, I'd shown you, I'd mentioned about making these little flowers and that you could make a little bouquet using the flower soft, and gluing in your flowers like that to make a little bouquet. And a few people had asked about it, so I thought, rather than a reply individually, why don't I just do a video? So I'll pop those to one side. So flower soft, if you don't know anything about it, it's a medium that gives a real 3D effect when you are creating projects and what have you. So you can do something as simple as sticking it on like that to create like an ivy effect around the lamppost, or you can do little bouquets like this. So it comes in a tub like this. Is the big tub. There's a smaller tub size that you can buy, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure if they're still selling it. I haven't thought actually until now to have a look, but I know that you can still, well, I've picked up quite a lot in the last few years from car boot sales and the like, including this one, which was complete, well, it's brand new, but it comes in these little tubs. And if I open this like that, and I wanted this when I saw it, I thought that'd be perfect for a Christmas theme. So, and it's really compact in there, but what you can do is you can pinch a bit and you can aerate it, or like I did with my other Christmas ones. Hold on, let me put the lid back on. I can see I've already contaminated a little dot of something in there. I'll get that when I finish the video. Or you can tip that into something like this, and what you do is you aerate it. You just break up all the parts, and it just grows into this huge tub. There is more than one in here. There's one and I think one and about a quarter tub in here, so it does look like a lot, but something this size can aerate to huge amount like that. So let me show you then how to make the bouquet. So you can buy, or you can do like I do and just use regular wire. You can buy it if you want. It's a covered wire, so it's not straight onto metal. It's like, I don't know, it might be a paper cover or something, plastic, I don't know, but it's like a covered wire, or you can buy the packs of it. And what you do is you get an old pair of scissors, which I had to hand and now can't find. Oh no, I put them in here, didn't I? Put them somewhere safe. So what you do is you get this and you cut them in, you cut about 2 inches. So that's 2 inches or thereabout. And you just cut a whole heap of them, about 2 inches in length each time. I'm just using my school mat to show me roughly where 2 inches is, and they don't have to be 100% accurate, and perhaps I should have got some bigger scissors for this, but hey ho. There we go, there's another one. And you just, to make a bouquet, and depends how thick you want it, you will need between 5 and 7, and odds are always better, aren't they? 5 to 7 of these pieces of wire. So there's 4. I want one more. So I'm just going to cut a piece off, just a fraction off the end there. So yeah, 5 to 7, depending on how full you want your bouquet to be. So you've got your wires, you've got your flower soft mix, and this is the summer mix, but it's I say it's the summer mix. It started off as a summer mix, but I have added more colours to it, mainly greens. So it's your own, and that's the thing with flower soft, you can make your own mix as well. So you can, you know, buy 2 or 3 different colours and then add them together, or add a pinch of each, or, you know, 2 pinches of green, 1 pinch of red, and a sprinkle of yellow, to create your own, whatever way you want to go. But you aerate it, so things like that. Or what I usually do is put the lid on and then just give it a good shake, and that aerates it. And I do that every time I use flower soft, because it can settle in the tub. So what you then do is you get your wire and you get your glue, and you're going to cover one end in the glue. So put a generous amount, but not so it's falling off, and just sort of spread it all around the sides of it and everywhere. And then what you want to do is don't dip it in the flower soft, because then it goes really clumpy. What you want to do then is, and I'm going to pop that there, move those wires out. I'm going to do it in my tub so that I don't make too much of a mess. Hold it over, actually I'm going to tip it out, that's going to be even easier. Hold it over your flower soft and then just bring it up and just sort of let it fall over your wire where the glue is, and just keep doing that. And once you've got one side covered, twist it so that you get the other side covered as well, and just keep going like that until you're satisfied that all of that glue is covered. And then just flick it like that, and then once you're happy, pop it into something like a piece of foam so that it's standing up, and that way it will dry like that. And then get the next one and do exactly the same and keep going. So, and you can put as much glue on or as little as you like. You can do a mix. So I'm using this mix for all of mine, but if I wanted to, I could do one which was 1 or 2 that was just green, so that it looks like the leaves or the foliage in the flower soft. Sorry, in your bouquet. Actually, I've not gone all, I've only done the top, and I want to do a little bit at the bottom. If you do go back in, just be really careful, because your glue can pick up the flower soft, and you end up with it all over your glue bottle. So let's throw that at it like that. There we go. And it sticks to it, and it starts to look like a really nice little flower. Just keep turning it and dropping it over. It reminds me of when I used to do, I haven't done one for ages, when I used to do a fruit crumble. It's just like that sort of motion. Oops, that fell over. There we go. And let's do another one. And just, if you put, don't be stingy with your glue, because you want a nice covering. So put plenty on, but just be careful it doesn't fall into your flower soft. You don't want it to start clumping up. And do make sure that you do the very end as well, Just going to do down here a little bit, so I don't want to end up having to go back in again like I did with the last one. Again, aerate it and just sprinkle it over the top while turning it, and keep going until you can see that the glue is completely covered. Nearly there. Let's do that top bit. And like I say, you could do 2 or 3 of these that were just in the green mix, and that way it looks like foliage in the bouquet as well. Let's hold that and push it into the foam like that, and that will stand and dry. And it doesn't take long to dry because it's on the wire and you're standing it up, so it dries quite quickly usually. So you can, what I do is I do this first. I say I used to do, and I'm going to carry on doing it the same way, I think, is I always used to do the flowers first and then do the bouquets, so that the flowers have got plenty of time to dry. And it's really, the thing is, it's because you've got to take your time, because you've got to allow it to fall and sprinkle, otherwise you end up really clumpy. It can be really, really therapeutic. And don't worry if it gets a little bit clumpy. I've just noticed I've got a little bit of something that's fallen into my flower soft. Get that off. Come on. Got it. I don't know what, it looks like a little bit of paper or something. And just keep, and when you think you've done, do a little bit more. I've found, because there's always a little bit of glue that you've missed or you haven't seen. So just do a little bit more. And then once that's done, just tap it off a little bit and stand it up. I wouldn't usually use a mat as dense as this because it's not easy to push it into. I usually use something like you know, the sponge that you do your washing up with. I used to use that actually, and that worked better than this kind of foam, because it's really, really dense. It's like I don't even know where that came from, but you know how you pick things up and go, oh, I'll keep that, I'll be handy. But it's like a mouse mat foam, so it's really dense. So but yeah, something like a washing up sponge, new washing up sponge, is probably much better, much easier to use. Right, okay, last one. I'm only going to do 5, I think, just to show you, because otherwise we'll be here all night. And as much as I would like it, I think you'd probably get a little bit bored of watching me sprinkling flower soft all over bits of wire. So, but it's so therapeutic. I've forgotten just how therapeutic it was, just how much I enjoyed using flower soft actually, because it is such an instant effect. And really, in fact, I've made I used flower soft for something. What was it? A friend of mine got married, and she was making her own wedding cake. She's a chef, so she made her own wedding cake, Jackie, and she wanted something for on the cake, but couldn't come up with something. She wanted a little bouquet. That was right, a little bouquet for on the cake, a little top hat and a little bouquet. So I made the top hat for her, and she said, I'm really flummoxed because she only wanted a tiny little one and I can't think of anything. Have you got any ideas? And I went, I have got the perfect idea. So I made her one of these little bouquets, and she absolutely loved it and used it on her wedding cake. Right, okay, so there's the 5 ready to go. I'm just going to tip that back in there before it all goes everywhere, like that. Right, okay, so I'm leaving that to dry. Now to do the wrap for the bouquet. So what you do, so you can buy these packs. That was £2.50, and I'm pretty sure that I bought this from one of our local garden centres, £2.50, which is why I now go to car boot sales. And you can cut out these little sort of triangles. You cut out that little bit as well, that bit on the side there, and then you score along that line. Give it a little fold. Don't use your score tool, just give it a little fold over. Then put glue on that, because that's then your tab to wrap it round and create your bouquet, the wrap for your bouquet, and you end up with something like that. Or you can get some tissue. This is the way I started off doing it, actually. A little bit of white tissue, and this was white. This is how old my Flower Soft collection is. And you cut a piece 4 by 2 very roughly, as you can see. Fold it in half like that, and just crease that. And then I'm just going to cut that bit off because that's going to annoy me. Cut that off, and then just roll it like that. And put a little bit of glue there, and you end up making a little bit like an icing funnel, you know, when you're icing a cake. And that then is the wrap for your flowers. Or just cut, instead, don't cut it 4 by 2, cut it in half, so 2 by 2, then fold that in half like that on your point to point. And then what you do is you wrap it like that. Like that. And I'm not quite so keen on that because you get that kind of crossover at the back. You can tuck it away and what have you, but there are a couple of different ways of doing it if you haven't got these ones. So you can use a bit of tissue paper, and I suppose you could tuck that in and what have you. But yeah, so there's a couple of ways of doing it, and that's the way I started off. But I do prefer this way. So the pack comes with, I think there was 12 to make, the 12 little ones of those, and you've also got these on the back. So what I've done is I've mounted that, I've cut that out very carefully and mounted it onto some silver, and then I've got my little bouquet holder. So I'm going to use some of these. So I've got I've got 5 on there, so I'm going to use 2 more of these. Or shall I just use these because I know these are completely dry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use these. So let's do a 7 one. So get your little tube, whether you're using, I mean, this was a piece of card, I think. Yeah, I think that was a piece of card. So no matter what you're using, whether it's card, tissue, or you're using one of these, and just put a whole load of glue inside and down in the bottom. Just let it kind of grow in there. So you've got a whole load of glue in there. Then it's really simple. Just pop them in. And what you're going to do is, so because it's like a paper that the wire's on, it'll catch and glue. But you can also shape them, because they're on a wire, you can bend them like that. And once it's completely dry, which is why I'm kind of like, those will be dry but whether they're dry enough to hold their shape without losing a lot of the flower soft, I don't know. So you can bend them so that you end up with your flowers going in different directions like that, and you just build it up and arrange it whichever way that you think is going to work for you. And you know, take your time. The glue, because you've put quite a lot in there, your glue will take a while to dry, or you can put glue on the bottom and then put it in. So, and what you want to do is you want to push it in so that your flower's soft, so you can't see the wire. So you've got the wire there, you don't want to be able to see it, you want to see just the flowers sticking out the top of the bouquet. And then just keep going, give a little bend so that it looks a bit more natural, and then pop that in like that, and keep going. And you might keep one or two of them fairly straight, and you might bend a few more. Let's bend these two, and that one's a bit thicker, so let's give that a bit more of a bend. Pop that in, and that one over there. And with the 7, oops, I missed completely. With the 7 you get a much fuller bouquet. And once you've done that, you can carry on faffing about, titillating it. Grab your glue, put a line of glue down the back, and then stick it onto your project. And in this case, I'm popping it into the middle of there, like that. So I've got my little bouquet. I can even, if I can find it again, I can even find a little bit of ribbon, and again this is flower soft ribbon, but any ribbon will do. Let's see if I can open it. That's the challenge now, is to open it. So let's pop the box away and pull out a bit of ribbon, a nice bit of green ribbon, I think. And you only need a tiny bit, but you can do a nice little bow on there. Let's see if I can do a bow live on air. Well, maybe not live. No, that's not going to happen. But you can do a little bow and add that on there. I will do one off screen because I know that I will completely mess this up if I try and carry on doing a bow. But yeah, some really thin ribbon and a bow on there. I'll try and get it done, and then I'll put a photo of this at the top of the video. Then I've got my card, which I've put some silver backing and some black flowers, and then I've mounted this onto some foam dimensionals. And what I should have done is not glued that on there until I'd put this on. But hey ho, we all actually, can I take it off? Will it bother it? Oh no, it started to stick, so I'm not going to risk it. That's me all over. Go ahead and just carry on thinking I've got plenty of time, but then realising actually I've probably only got a few more minutes left on this video. So there we go. That's all of them off. So let's turn it round the right way so it's to me. I'm going to pop that in the middle like that. Push that down. There we go. So there you have a flower soft card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this because I don't know what I'm going to use this for, because this could be for a wedding, could be for a birthday, it could even be for condolences, couldn't it, a card like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it, and then when I know what I'm going to use the card for, I'm going to put a greeting on the corner there. And yeah, there you go. That's how you make the bouquets. And you can have them straight if you want to, or you can have them slightly bent like these. And then once they're dry, you can come back in and mess around and titillate them again, bending them and moving them. But I'm going to leave that now until it's completely dry. And I'm going to take those off now and pop them in the pot. So I've got some more ready and waiting. So another Flower Soft project. If you've got your Flower Soft, why don't you resurrect it? Get it out and have a go at making a project or a card or something with it. Why not use it up with me? Okay, I might even do another one. So anyway, take care. Bye for now.